kind of differences, maybe even some similarities in their coaching style?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think there's a lot of similarities and differences. Coach Saban was very old school. Coach DeBoer's kind of new generation, kind of the new style where football's kind of going in the future. So, I thought both were great coaches. Coach DeBoer did a very good job, under the circumstances of coming under Coach Saban. It's really hard to step into such a successful, already traditional, good program and, take over. Obviously, we didn't have the best results we had, but we still had a winning season, still did good. So I think it was a successful first season for Coach DeBoer.
There's some times where some fans might seem like he's kind of a reserved guy. Are there any of those moments where he's fiery at practice?
Yeah, 100%. He definitely, when it's time to be said, he always says something, and it's not that he's reserved. He just, he doesn't show his emotion as much, maybe. But we he means business, and he always gets great coaching points when time's pushed.
What is Michigan getting in Justice and Damon, or maybe some starting reports on each of them?
Yeah. So Justice, we played together on offense, so I know more about Justice, and he's a great player, great running back. Solid head on his shoulders. He's always doing extra stuff in the weight room or on the field and something like that. So I think he would definitely be a star.
Growing up, were you the bigger, better athlete from the get-go, popular TV? And how did you end up with tight end?
Yeah, definitely. So I was always bigger than anybody really around, not even my grade, but area. When I went to my high school was 7th through 12th grade. When I was in 7th grade, I was still bigger than a lot of the seniors and stuff like that. So, it's you just got to endure that role, I always try to hang out with maybe older people just so I didn't look like I was always hanging out with little kids or something like that. And, I kind of grew into that role. I played quarterback all throughout high school. I got recruited as a quarterback, tight end, defensive end, and stuff like that. So mainly like an athlete role. And, I thought my best chance to get to the NFL was definitely playing tight end, so here I am.
If you could change one thing about college football, what would it be?
I do think the NIL thing's kind of getting a little out of hand. I was in the portal. I got NIL money, but I think it's kind of getting away from the main focus of football. There's people making too much money. It's kind of just how do you look at somebody getting more money and then you're playing more, or so on and so forth. So I think it's kind of I think it's leveling the playing field, but there still needs to be a lot more restrictions than there are now.
Tell me about the church in your basement growing up with there, just kind of growing up in a bodybuilder.
Yeah, so my dad was a power lifter, high state championship class and stuff like that. He played football at UConn, so when I go home, that's what we kind of do as a bond. Me and my brother, we go to the gym. That's kind of our thing. So he's big into fitness still lifts every day, still sends me all his videos, all his workouts, stuff like that. So yeah, we had an iron church, which we had a full weight room in the basement. We would go down there during COVID and stuff like that. That's where we would work out, do our things. Then we went to Brown's Gym. My dad lifted for Jim Brown, the owner of Brown's Gym, when he was competing. So it's kind of just always doing it, always staying fit, kind of just keeping yourself better in that aspect. I've been lifting for a long time, before high school. I got really big into it. I want to say my 8th grade year, I got big into it. You can start seeing body changes, and after that kind of happened, you can see yourself getting bigger, stronger. It kind of just felt a passion for it. It's something you can just see improving every day, and you want to see where you can go with that stuff.
What's something about your playing style that most people don't know about?
Most people know about how good I am in the block game. I'm good inline tight end, my hand down, good blocking from the slot and stuff like that. But I think I do have really good routes. Can make people get off me, can get away from a man defender really easily in coverage. I'm a bigger body, so just with some, I didn't have the most opportunities, but I did what I could do with my opportunities. So kind of just I do have a passing aspect to my game. Formally, I met with the Broncos. Informally, I met with definitely every team already from the Senior Bowl, and then I met with maybe 15 teams the other night. Yeah, so when I was at the University of Maryland and Alabama, I got rewards at both for being the weight room guy. We called it the Iron Man Award. So it's known that when I come to the weight room, it's business to me. I enjoy working out. Even if I didn't play football, I would still work out. I enjoy that aspect of it. But yeah, like I said, something that not really known is just how how much of a factor and a threat I could be in the pass game, used the right way.
CJ, how much pride do you take in your blocking game, and how does that give you versatility if you can be a receiver and a blocker?
Yeah, definitely. I take a lot of pride in it. Just not that a lot of people can't do it, but I mean, it's just like will and grit power to do it. You gotta stick your face in there, the C gap. It's a man's game down there. SEC especially. I played in the SEC and Big Ten. I consider the SEC, the best conference in college football. So just going week in, week out against some of the top guys, being able to block them, being able to hold my own, kind of just shows that it's like a prideful manner.
What's good about Michigan's defense when you guys played them?
They had a lot of guys not start. They had a lot of guys opt out. But the guys that did play, they played tough. They were still brought together. They played a good game. I'm 0-4 against Michigan. I've lost to them 4 times. Yeah, I mean they played a good game. It was like a hats off to them. They had a good game. No, informally, but not formally.
How was that informal?
Good. Yeah, kind of just talking to the scouts, some of the coaches, and just going about it. They want to know, your football IQ, what you're good at, your character, kind of things like that.
Is it a welcome change for you to see the NFL kind of swinging back in the direction of physical?
Yeah, definitely. Not just in that aspect, but like the tight end position's evolving so much in the NFL. Like this last year, you see a lot of tight ends, taking snaps under center, or you see a lot more 3 tight end sets, or a lot more, 2 tight ends in the field playing at the same time. So I feel like I'm coming into it at the right time where the position's evolving to, like what I grew up, how, playing the tight end was.
Who are some of those guys in the NFL that you watch or maybe compare yourself to?
I grew up a Steelers fan, so I watch Freiermuth a lot. Kittle's obviously the big one. Kelsey, you have your big names, but I'm a Mark Andrews fan too from Baltimore. He's been around a while. He does good things, but they all have success in certain areas, but they all do both parts of the aspect of the run, pass game, whatever they need to do at a really high level.
How did you end up with Steelers?
I'm from Pennsylvania. My dad was a Steelers fan, so I kind of just got into that. So yeah.
Have you met with them? I know you were at the Senior Bowl.
I haven't had I had an informal meeting with them in Senior Bowl, but not down here yet. No.
You played with Brian Branch and Terran Arnold for 2 years at Alabama. What was it like playing with them and maybe competing against them in practice?
Yeah, so Brian Branch left the year I got there. He was in the combine draft and stuff like that. But yeah, I got to play with Terry for a season. Just a great kid. He's always happy, always smiling, kind of brings a different life to the party. He's just like someone enjoyable to be around. He's like a nice person to be around. Definitely knows when it's business time. Great athlete, great football player.
What's the story behind the tattoo on your left forearm, like the humble thing?
I'll stay humble, hustle hard. I got it in high school. I'm not saying I wouldn't have got it because it was in high school, but kind of just stuff I live by. All my tattoos, I have like a meaning for them. It's either family or a motto to go by. Kind of just stay true to yourself.
Why should any team draft you?
I think outside of the football aspect, just like the character I bring to the table, I'm someone who stays true to myself. I want someone to draft me for who I am as a character and as a person rather than, just a football player. Like I don't want to be looked at as just a football player, but someone that, you'd want to be around in the facility, someone that's going to bring like a plus to your team outside of like the football aspect.
Who are some tight ends you watch?
I watch a lot of them. I watch Kittle a lot just because I don't try to mimic my game after him, but we play kind of a similar role, I would think. He does really good in the blocking game. You see him laughing out there, knocking dudes over and stuff like that. And he's a really good threat in the passing game when he gets his chances. So it's kind of just like, that's where I see I want to be one day. Oh yeah, awesome. Playing alongside anyone like that. I grew up like a big NFL fan over college football. I didn't really get into college football until I, started to get offers and stuff like that. So, just being on the same team with those guys, being able to learn, being able to have like a good mentor, I think that carries a long way. Yes. No, informally. Good. Yeah, I've talked to him at Senior Bowl and here. One of the coaches on staff actually recruited me out of when he was at a college, so it's kind of just a familiar face. Coach Z.
What kind of growth did you see from some of those backup quarterbacks like Ty Simpson and
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's always next man up mentality. The quarterback position is such a hard thing. It's such a hard thing to fill another role once one leaves, like Jalen. I mean, really like anybody when they leave. But you know, Ty, you know, stepping up, being able to try to take charge. You know, he's the oldest one in the room. You know, I think he'll do really good things. Austin, you know, he was there that one season. I think he's made tremendous steps to, you know, becoming a great player, becoming a great quarterback.